You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And so how can we navigate that and still become the most intentional, purposeful, and healed version of ourselves, and not allow those things to stop us from becoming all that we were created to be? Yes. And I am not going to sit here and just tell you to get over it and stop caring, because it is not that simple. I have been on quite the journey myself with this, especially over the past year, and it is crazy how many things in our life this can affect and what it can do even to our nervous system and our hormones. But it is not as simple as just get over it or just stop caring. The babies aren't babies anymore. A little over a year ago, I realized that there were a few things in my life that were not reaching their potential. And a part of the reason for that was because I had myself stuck. I was so concerned with being misunderstood, how people were going to perceive me, and I have struggled a lot of my life with the fear of disappointing other people. And I realized that as an adult with a family and a business and dreams ahead of me, that fear was in so many ways holding me back from all of my potential. I think there are different types of people when it comes to this topic, and I think there are the people that will tell you that they don't care what anybody thinks, but I believe that deep down they say that because they're convincing themselves that they don't care what anybody thinks. And then there are people who spend their whole life and every decision they make based on other people. Psychologically speaking, all human beings have a desire for acceptance, and it's because human beings are tribal people. We desire love, acceptance, affection, community, and that's how we end up in society with groups and cliques, and even in a more extreme example, we can end up with cults, because human beings desperately want to feel accepted. And I do believe that at the heart of it, that is a good desire. The problem comes in when we get stuck in the fact that we want everyone to accept us. And I think sometimes we get caught up and bound in the reality that there are, no matter what you do, that there are going to be people out there who are not going to like you. And some people are going to do it more silently, and sometimes there's going to be people who are going to do it very loudly.
Let the first sound you hear be a beating heart, speeding bright, speeding bold.
I noticed that the leaves by the water here are turning burgundy and maroon, which means fall is here,
We're inside. In the rising and fall of the mountain.
So I've been out there on the internet a long time. And when you're out there on the internet for a long time, you see and hear a lot of things. And those experiences can change you. One of the things that I've learned as I've been building up my own brand, my own business online, and walking other people through it in my brand builder course and also in my healing era course, because when you are moving out of a sickness cycle and into a healing cycle, a lot of these same principles kick in as we peel back the layers of the different things that are keeping us stuck and sick, and we walk into a wellness era. But when I'm discussing with other people or dealing with building my own brand online, there's a heavy focus on finding community and building community. And the interesting thing about that whole concept is that as you find your community and as you put your story and experience and education and passion out there for other people, and as you grow into who you are and all that you were created to be, you will naturally begin to form community. And while this is happening, you are going to naturally stumble upon a whole nother group of people where you are just not going to happen to be their cup of tea. And again, that might be subtle, or they might have a very extreme reaction to that. But this is true in all of life. It's not just about building a brand or a business. This is about, as you grow into the different dynamics of who you are, and you begin to break out of your comfort zone and go after your goals or set up standards for your life, as you begin to grow in wisdom, hopefully we all grow in wisdom, you are going to naturally build community. You are going to naturally become an asset to different people, and at the same time you are going to potentially begin to repel other types of people. And the internet has created an interesting space where people feel much more confident to be much more aggressive in their distaste or their disdain for you, the things you stand for, or just the little things about yourself. I think it's important to be able to differentiate between the things about us that maybe we do need to work on, that aren't so fantastic. There could be things about you that are repelling people that you need to work on. And I know self-accountability is not really popular today, but we need to be striving for the discernment and the wisdom to be able to know the difference. For example, for me, I feel like in my past, I wasn't slow enough to speak. Now I'm very careful to be slow to speak and to think about what I'm going to say. And most of the situations where I was too quick to speak in my past, I have a lot of regret around those situations. And so that was something in me that I had to deal with. However, you cannot do anything wrong in all the world. You could present yourself or present something in the most loving, gentle, wonderful way possible. You could have the most pure intentions imaginable. And let me tell you something. There are going to be people that are going to still completely dislike you. I have seen everything from just nasty little jabs in my comment sections and my direct messages to certain individuals straight out putting destructive, damaging slander, completely untrue things about me on the internet. And I've had to sit there and realize that other people might see those things and they might believe them. And there's absolutely nothing I could do about it. And I remember a few of those instances happening, and my first instinct, I'm just being vulnerable here, my first instinct was to disappear, to shut the whole thing down and disappear. But when I sat with it, I thought, isn't that exactly what they want? Isn't that exactly what the enemy wants, is to stop each and every one of us from becoming everything that God created us to be as an individual? to accomplish every plan and purpose that He has designed for our lives, to achieve all of our potential. There is potential that is inside of you that you have yet to unlock. And too many people, including me, for way too long, I locked up and locked down parts of my potential for fear of being misunderstood. And maybe there are things in your life where you want to break free and you want to become better in that area, or go farther, or just see all of what could be if you went there and you got out of that zone. But there's fear around either family, friends, or strangers on the internet, people you don't even know. And there's fear of being disliked, fear of what people are going to think. I have actually watched this happen to people, and I have felt that temptation myself, where somebody will say something to someone else and it causes them to stop doing what they're doing. It causes them to halt in their progress and to want to run the other way. And I just wonder how many times we allow ourselves to be detoured. And let me tell you that some of the most beautiful moments in life, some of the biggest breakthroughs, some of the greatest success happens when we're willing to walk into discomfort and we're willing to confront what we're afraid of and get to that threshold of the fear and anxiety and just press in and walk out on the other side. People who become successful, who reach goals, who get to different heights, it's because they got to the threshold of that fear or that discomfort, that zone that they're comfortable being in. And when most people would hit it and turn and go the other way, they are the people that hit it and they press and they go through to the other side. I love it out here in the woods where it's quiet and there's no Wi-Fi and there's no opinions and there's no comparison. And sometimes we need to get into that quiet space so that the lens of our mind can become clear when we remove it from all the things that are affecting it, and we can just be still and listen for the voice of God. The trees don't judge, Maybe they do, but we'll never know it. There's a chill that's been coming in every night with the breeze. It's that mid-September evening air. And then some of the leaves start falling from the trees. And so I've been able to see a little bit more of the water through the trees the last few days. The heart of Little House on the Mountain has become living intentionally in everything. And we're walking beside each other because I'm working on it all too. It's about walking into our healing and living our life authentically. And I'm not sure that it's totally possible to do those things when we're stuck in a cycle of caring what everyone thinks, of worrying about being disliked and misunderstood. It's going to happen. And if we allow it to stop us and deter us from becoming all that we're meant to be, we're really shortchanging ourselves. And we're allowing other people that really have no skin in the game about how our life turns out or how successful we are or what type of healing we achieve. We're allowing them to have say in that. I think it's so important to aim to be peaceable with all people as much as it depends on us and our actions and our words, while also understanding that not everybody is going to respond to that or agree with that. And that's okay. Well, friends, I wanted to thank you all so much as always for choosing to come back to our little house on the mountain. A big shout out to our patrons and our members. I would love if you guys checked out our website at ourlittlehouseonthemountain.com. I have all the links for you for things talked about in today's video in the description box and pinned in the comments. I appreciate you all so much, and Lord willing, I will see each and every one of you, precious and beautiful souls, right here on the next one. Bye, friends.